Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing.
Well, I already fucked something up. Oh, whatever. I fucked something up with the audio somehow. What's it playing? That's what I want to know. Why? What is it doing? What is the computer doing? When I've told it to shut the fuck up. The volume is not that low, William. It's literally the same. We have an issue with me getting this though. Let's just see if Court plays. Probably Court will play, right? Yeah, she says.
No. A bench warrant for Mr. Bimbalo, as
I'm not a bimbolo. You're a bimbolo, Judge. Yes, that works. Perfect. All right, we're good. Never mind. We don't have to worry about it. I don't know why the intro wouldn't play, but that doesn't matter. I hope that everybody is staying safe. I hope that you are all having a good day. Thanks for being here. But first, coffee. This sign, there's a funny story about it. Let's talk about that for a minute. Then we'll talk about our recipe that we're making. And then we'll watch some Court, okay? Hi, Christopher from Harrisonville, Missouri. Missouri. Love it. Thank you for being here. Hi from Victoria, British Columbia, in my kitchen. Ready to. So here's the thing. Almost every recipe I make with you guys, if it's like novel or new, I just looked it up on the internet and then made it for the first time live. Just like this. For all us bimbolos. Thank you, Sally Port. You're so sweet. That's exactly right. All us bimbolos. But I have made sushi like 3 times in my life. And in fact, for some reason, I think my family went through this phase of like thinking I was really into sushi, which I am, but I'm just not. I wasn't at the time into making it, but they bought me this kit. And so I was under the impression that I had this sushi mat that I don't have. So we're going to go old school today with things that you have in your house too, except the ingredients. You probably don't have those yet, but they're very easy to get. This is our, hi Courtney, roasted seaweed that we're going to be using. It is sushi nori. And this is different than seaweed snacks. I have those too. I'll show you them later. This even has instructions actually on the back here on how to make a sushi roll. Okay? So, we are going to make, but I do have sushi rice. My favorite kind of sushi is called a cowboy roll. So it has shredded beef, avocado, lettuce, and a really nice sauce with it. and then and mayonnaise in it. I don't have the shredded beef. I thought about that, but we didn't get there. But we are going to make a bit of a dupe. And this is great for you if you live in the middle of the country, not on the coast. I live on an island. I have no excuse. I should be making this with fresh seafood, but I'm not. I'm making it with vegetables. But if you live somewhere where you don't have access to fresh seafood, that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy sushi as well. So, but it is not simple, I would say. Like, you have to follow directions, which will be difficult for me. And also, I'm wearing I wanted to show you guys this. This is my new dress, I guess I would call it. I don't know where to go. There's a table in front of me that we're going to be panning down to here that you can see. Anyways, but this goes down to my legs. Look. Down to my legs, she said. So we're going to get started with the sushi rice recipe. It is comfy. It is comfy, and it is from Walmart. And it came in multiple colors. I really liked it. Anyway, so this is sushi rice, which is, if you can't find sushi rice, it is sort of like a mid or small grain rice. I have rice vinegar, I have sugar, I have sushi rice. I have all the ingredients, and we're going to make some eel sauce, which does not contain any eels. Okay. But, so I'm going to follow this recipe, and we'll see how we do. I don't anticipate it to look great. But we might be pleasantly surprised. The beautiful thing is that I'm going to eat it. And, you know, food, deconstructed food, you know, if you want it, you could make sushi rice and eat seaweed along with it and have the insides on the side, and it's just deconstructed sushi. In the worst case scenario, that's what we have. Right? You can't fail if you set yourself up like that. Okay, so the story about the sign is I watch a little bit. And Mrs. Amy Freeman, then you don't have to do, like, the sushi rice holds its, like, the nori is important, and I like it, and I think you might grow to like it if you really, 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 put good stuff in the middle. The seaweed becomes a very small part, but you don't need seaweed necessarily. You could just do rice in this method I'm going to show you and wrap it up with the center. And then you don't have any seaweed to do. Work around yourself, you know? Get yourself there. And then that's the way I do it. Anyways. Always turn down eel sauce because of the name. Well, Kimby, you're going to regret that because eel sauce is delicious. They serve it with eels, but it has no eels in it. It is actually a very simple sauce, and we're going to make that as well. It's also called unagi sauce, which unagi means eels. And it is made from a combination of mirin, which is a sweet cooking seasoning from Japan. Mine is almost done, but that's enough for our recipe. And this recipe is, so you can see here, this flows a little bit like a syrup, almost, I would describe it as. It's sweet. There's 50 calories per tablespoon, and it is, you're going to mix it with the soy sauce at a ratio and some sugar, and we're going to cook it down on the stove until it becomes really quite thick and sticky, and then I'm gonna drizzle it over top of the sushi rolls. That's the goal. That's the goal. But again, the reason it's so popular, it would remind me slightly of a like teriyaki almost. You got 65 pasta. What is number 65, K Crimson? You guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, recently we did I also cracked open the number 90s. You can see here, I ate them, delicious. But this is a number 90. You can see, actually they're just exactly accurate from the beginning, from on the front. But these are 90s, and you can see here. So they do number them. I love it. The things we don't even know that we don't even know. So we're gonna get watching court, and I'm gonna follow these directions. I'm not gonna go give a play-by-play because I'm gonna try and focus on doing it. But I'm gonna give you an overview quickly. I'm gonna rinse the rice. I'm going to combine it with water and put it on the stove. I'm going to bring it to a boil. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to be cooking up some rice vinegar, sugar, and salt. Barely heating this until the granules have dissolved. And then I'm going to quickly cool it in the fridge while the rice finishes cooking. This mixture is what makes, part of what makes sushi rice. It's going to make it sticky. At the beginning it'll be wet, but by the time we're going to use it, it's going to be very dry and sticky. And a different rice than you've probably ever worked with. But it also gives it a unique flavor. So this is rice vinegar. And we're going to heat it up with the sugar and the salt in order to mix them together while the rice is cooking. And then, what else? I'm going to do all of that and then prep the vegetables while the rice is cooking, while we're watching court. Then we're going to come back together and talk about what we put in. Where are you getting ready to go, Pass? Tell us. What is on my fucking hands? Tell us, Pass. Oh, I still haven't said the before, but first coffee sign. Anyways, what, Pass? The dentist! Love the dentist. I love the dentist, in fact. I really do. I had great experiences with the dentist as a child. Because my mother had me put under for every experience until I was older. Oh, but that's a good thing. You've got dental. You've managed to figure it out. Yes, woo! Celebratory. You know what, Pass? You could probably eat some of this after a dental procedure. I'm not going to say all of it, but some. I'll say some. Get some antibiotics. Yes, ma'am. Ask for laughing gas. Ugh. You know, they give laughing gas here when you go into labor, like in the hospital, instead of, and it works really well. I'll tell you that from experience. When you are high like that, you can pretty much get through almost any contraction. I labored for 24 hours straight without an epidural, just using the gas. They give you the mask and they just say you have at it. And they came in one time and they're like, you're not having a contraction. I was like, don't judge me. Leave me alone. But the good news is it doesn't cross the barrier between the baby, and it wears off incredibly fast the second that you take the mask off. And it's mixed with gas and air. It's a safe application. But anyways, I was trying to get everybody else in the room to try it too. I was like, you gotta have some of this. And they're like, no, it's okay. I'm like, no, seriously, dude. Come on. I was 19. Oh, so funny. Anyways, but I'll tell you, the thing about that is that it really allows people to labor through. They do it in most Commonwealth countries, Australia, United Kingdom. They call it gas and air. But we still have pretty high C-section rates here. I was determined not to get a C-section. It was my goal. I also did an epidural after 24 hours, and let's just say it was a bloody mess, and everyone had to leave except for the lady doing it, like all the people in the room, my family. And they're like, do you realize you have a curvature of your spine? I was like, no. She's like, you have a pretty big curvature of your spine here, which has made it very difficult for me to find the sac or whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, well, did you finally get it? Yeah, she finally got it. But I think she poked me like 15 or 20 times in my back. It was nuts. It was nuts. And my ex-husband like almost passed out. He had to leave. Like they literally were like, you need to get out of here right now. Because I was handling it okay, but he was not. And they're like, you cannot tell her about this. Number 378, K Crimson. New goal unlocked. First of all, do we need to start a campaign to get me sponsored by that pasta company? I will cook every kind. I'll cook every kind live. I'll make a different recipe with every kind of pasta live if they sponsor me. Oh, tempura sushi, the crunchy one, is very good, Mrs. Amy Freeman. And I, again, will have almost all the ingredients to make that. But I didn't want to start with like frying something too. Because I haven't made sushi in like 20 years. I've eaten a lot of sushi. Eaten lots of sushi. So, let's get to court. Judge Kirkham and Judge Braun, like I got this morning, fresh. They didn't make them leave at the beginning pass. When they thought it was an easy in-out, they were like, everybody was just like, oh, the epidural lady's here. And I'm like, hi, epidural lady, I love you. Could you help me? I'm like desperately been in labor for a long time. And it just became clearer. Like, I guess, you know, when you do a procedure, I guess when they do a procedure, like maybe 2 tries or 3 tries. But like when it became clear that it was like abnormal, I guess. But they didn't want to pass that on to everybody else. But it made it, it's important because if I needed a C-section in an emergency way, I have to have an epidural. If I don't, then they'll have to put me under general anesthesia in a quick emergency situation because they have to deal with it. So, and my water had been broken for 24 hours, so they were really like on the time. They're like, ma'am, you need to move this along. Anyways, okay, let's get going. Let's get to court, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, fucking court. Oh, the lady with the red curtain is there. Also, to be clear, I really love this pasta. Barilla.
Just
Barilla.
a moment,
How do
Sonia,
we
to
pronounce
open
it,
the
y'all?
record.
Hey, I can't hear it.
The 37th Circuit Court is now in session with the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding. It is Wednesday, October 9th, 2024 at 10:06.
You all can hear it. I can't hear it. Okay, this means I can't I guess I can't pause it. I have to try this again. Because I heard it when we practiced, and then I can't hear it now. Okay, here we go. I know you guys could hear it. I could see it, the audio running, but I can't hear it. That would be the most odd experience for me. Silence on my end. Not hearing the court, nothing. and then just like me interspersing at the worst times and not reacting to the garbage court. Oh god. Okay, let's try this again. Shut the fuck up, Paisley.
7 a.m.
Good morning, Ms. Brown.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well. You?
I'm good, thank you.
You can proceed when you're ready.
Thank you. Docket 2016-55DS. The respondent is Lowen Cantrell.
I'm sorry, it is so loud now. You need to hear this. I'm gonna hit play. I hope it doesn't fuck up. Just listen to how loud this is now. Understand I'm doing this for us.
I spoke to Mr. Cantrell this morning. He has opted to be represented by an attorney for a hearing. So friend of the court is asking that we adjourn this matter until October 16th at 8:45 a.m. to allow Mr. Cantrell the opportunity to have court-appointed counsel.
Court will adjourn the matter to October 16, 2024 at 8:45 a.m.
Thank you. Docket 2022-85DP. The respondent is Tyler Cochran. Mr. Cochran did not call in this morning. However, I've confirmed that he is active in the GEMS program. Friend of the court recently sent out an income withholding. So friend of the court is asking that we adjourn this matter till December 4th at 8:45 to monitor the income withholding and his GEMS participation.
Court would adjourn the matter to December 4, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. to monitor Mr. Cochran's progress.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Bye, Jesus.
Bye, take care, Sonia. All right, let's continue. It's a rather short list tonight.
Good morning, Ms. Bhutan.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
I'm doing well. You?
I'm well, thank you.
Great.
I just have some matters for the record this morning.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I have docket 2008-3336 DP Hunter versus Abimbowo and docket 2015-2465 DS Richardson versus Abimbowo. And both of these matters, the respondent Akeem Abimbowo was ordered to appear this morning for a bench warrant hearing. He has failed to appear, so friend of the court would request that a new bench warrant be issued for his failure to appear and that bond be set pursuant to statute.
Court would enter a bench warrant for Mr. Abimbowo as a result of his failure to appear on today's date. The court would set his bond in the amount of 25% of the outstanding arrears or $500, whichever is greater.
Thank you. And the matter of Grzinski versus Sutherland, docket 2018-3208 DC. The respondent, Ashley Sutherland, did phone in for a bench warrant hearing this morning. There will be a hearing and she has requested court-appointed counsel. So friend of the court is requesting that the bond that she posted be continued and that this matter be adjourned until October 16th, 2024 at 8:00 a.m. to allow her to be represented.
Court would continue the bond for Ms. Sutherland and adjourn the matter to October 16, 2024 at 8:00 a.m. so that she can have counsel.
Thank you. And the matter of Felton versus Sisson, docket 2021-0396 DP. Friend of the court did speak with the respondent, Amarian Sisson, this morning. He is making payments on his own and seeking further employment. Friend of the court is requesting that he be ordered to pay as ordered beginning October 2024, that this matter be adjourned until December 11th, 2024 at 8:00 a.m. to allow him to file a motion to modify and to monitor his compliance.
Court would order that the respondent would comply with all orders of the court and will adjourn the matter to December 11, 2024 at 8:00 a.m. to monitor his progress.
Thank you. Mr. Sisson did waive his right to appear this morning also, Your Honor.
Okay.
And then finally, in the matter of Hicks versus Smith, docket 2010-2456 DP, the respondent Daniel Smith was ordered to appear this morning for a bench warrant hearing. Friend of the court did speak with him and he did waive his right to appear this morning. Mr. Smith has gained employment and income withholding has been established. So friend of the court's requesting that he be ordered to pay as ordered and that this matter be dismissed.
Court would order that Mr. Smith would pay as ordered previously and dismiss the action.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have today.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Good morning, Mr. Clan.
Oh, wait, is audio? Wait.
Can you hear us now? No.
He should now.
Okay, Mr. Clan, are you with us?
Yes, my apologies. This
No
is a-
problem, no problem. That happens. Go ahead when you're ready.
Okay, thank you. The following cases were scheduled for enforcement hearings today and the respondents have waived their right to a hearing. 2005-4139 DS, Triggs v. Morris. Respondent Morris appeared. They have been paying on their own. FOC requested $25 lump sum payment by October 14th, 2024. Respondent pay as ordered beginning 10/1/2024 and the case be dismissed.
Court would order that Mr. Morris would make a lump sum payment of $25 no later than October 14, 2024, that he comply with all orders of the court and will dismiss the action.
Thank you. Next case, 2012-3976 DP, Cox v. Hare. Respondent Hare appeared and has a new income withholding in place. Friend of the court requests pay as ordered beginning October 1st, 2024.
Hold on, did they say Harry Cox? Is that what they said? Also, when you wash your rice, you wash it in cold water and you wash it until the water becomes basically clear instead of cloudy, which is what I've done now. So I've washed 1 cup of rice and now I'm going to add in 2 cups of water. But I swear to God, he just said hair Cox? Cox hair? Don't have Cox hair. That's gross. I'm just telling you. Believe me, boys.
And adjourn case for 60 days to monitor compliance.
Court would order that Mr. Hare would pay as ordered in this matter and will adjourn the matter 60 days to monitor his compliance.
Thank you. Next, 2015-1094 DS, Kirshen v. Plant. Respondent Plant has income withholding in place. Friend of the court requests respondent pay as ordered beginning October 1st, 2024, and case be dismissed.
Court would order that Mr. Plant would pay as ordered and will dismiss the action.
Thank you. 2020-1816 DC, Wagner v. Heiser. Respondent Heiser appeared, has a new income withholding in place. Friend of the court requests a $50 lump sum payment by October 14th, 2024. Pay as ordered beginning 10/1/2024 and case be dismissed.
Court would order that Mr. Heiger would make a lump sum payment of $50 no later than October 14, 2024, comply with all orders of the court, and will dismiss the action.
Thank you. And finally, 2023-2972 DS, Brown v. Haynes. Respondent Haynes appeared and is waiting on a callback from a potential employer. Friend of the court requests a lump sum payment of $25 by October 14th, 2024. Respondent pay as ordered beginning October 1st, 2024, and adjourned case 1 week to monitor compliance.
Court would order that Mr. Haynes would make a lump sum payment of $25 no later than October 14, 2024. They comply with the orders of the court and will adjourn the matter approximately 1 week to monitor his compliance.
Thank you, Your Honor. That is all I have for today.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
In the meantime, add your 3 tablespoons of
Good
rice
morning,
wine
Ms.
vinegar.
Barrington.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
Doing well. You?
Oh, quite well, thank you.
Good. Go ahead when you're ready.
Just one for the record today, 1999-2462 DS involving Matthew Woods. I spoke with Mr. Woods this morning and he waived his right to appear today. Front of the court is requesting that Mr. Woods continue to pay as ordered, that he pay a lump sum payment of $29.50 by October 31st, 2024, and that this action be dismissed.
Court, Mr. Woods would comply with all orders of the court, and he would make a lump sum payment of $29.50 no later than October 31st, 2024, and we'll dismiss the action.
Great, that's all for me today.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, have a good day.
Good morning, Ms. Platic.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
Doing well. You?
Not too bad for a Wednesday.
Good.
Have just a couple matters for the record and then one hearing.
Okay, go ahead when you're ready.
All right, start with docket 2017-701 DP involving Nicholas Bird. In this matter, front of the court spoke with Mr. Bird this morning and his right to hearing was waived, requesting that this matter be adjourned approximately 60 days to monitor his compliance with payments. He make a $200 lump sum payment no later than October 14th of 2024 and pay as ordered in October as well.
Court would order that Mr. Bird would comply with the orders of the court and make a lump sum payment of $200 no later than October 14, 2024, and will adjourn the matter 60 days to monitor his compliance.
Thank you. Docket 2020-0748 DS involving Joshua Fujita. In this matter, front of the court spoke with Mr. Fujita and his right to hearing was waived. Front of the court's requesting in this matter that we adjourn approximately 90 days to monitor his compliance with payments. He pay as ordered in October, and the driver's license suspension that is currently in place be rescinded, allowing him to regain his driver's license.
Court,
Following respondent has failed to appear today and has failed to comply. It's docket 2014-622 DZ involving Tiffany Timmons. Front of the court is requesting that a bench warrant issue for Ms. Timmons with bond set pursuant to statute.
court would enter a bench warrant for Ms.
Did we all experience that jump in time together? Or was that just me? Sometimes it's like you can't tell. You're like, did we just jump through time? I think we did. So I've taken the rice vinegar and the salt and the sugar. I am dissolving it. It's not going to take very long. This doesn't need to cook very long. It just needs to be mixed together. In the meantime, the rice is on the burner. It's going to come to a boil. I'm going to reduce the heat to low, put a lid on it, and cook until it's absorbed about 15 minutes. We're going to place a timer on for that. This is pretty much dissolved, I would say. No. I'm going to give it another few seconds. You can see the heat coming off of it now. And then this is going to get put into a little glass bowl, put in the fridge right away to cool down. We don't actually want that to be hot. That is going to be for our rice after it's done cooking. Yes, I see this happening. It's all happening at once. Then I'm going to chop some vegetables and we'll continue on with this. Also, I really don't know what that was, but that's the way we do it. Oh, I like to think that the judge's AI program jumped in and removed something, but I don't know. Oh yeah. This is done now. Done like dinner. Lunch, really.
Timmons, as a result of her failure to appear on today's date, court would set her bond in the amount of 25% of the outstanding arrears or $500, whichever is greater.
Thank you. That's all my record stuff. I just have one hearing with you.
Okay, let
Okay,
me bring that one now.
Awesome.
yeah, we're getting you moved to the top of the list.
That's what I like.
Okay, so for this hearing, we're gonna have also the custodial parent, Topa, the defendant. Can you hear us, Mr. Luns?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second here, please. Let me just rename this. here.
What's the name?
Robert Lons, Lons, Lons. Is the non-custodial.
Okay. You said no, okay.
Yeah, he's in county jail. So I think, let me double check here. Ma'am, can you hear us? Ms. Topa?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we're ready to proceed.
Okay. Mr. Lyons, in this matter, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to pay child support and or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. Do you understand the charges, sir?
Yes.
The court will advise you have a right to an attorney. The court would appoint an attorney to represent you. Should you desire an attorney, it's my understanding you wish to proceed without an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, used any undue influence, pressure, or promises to get you to appear without an attorney?
No.
Court will find that Mr. Lons does, in fact, freely and voluntarily waive his right to an attorney. Mr. Lons, I'm going to have you and Ms. Toff and Ms. Topa, have you each raise your right hand, be sworn in, and then we'll proceed.
Raise your right hand too, sir. Mr. Lunds, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Ms. Toff, you can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here today for a bench warrant hearing for docket number 2017-3432 DC involving Robert Lons after the respondent failed to appear before this court for an adjourned bench warrant hearing back in April of 2024. The defendant's total monthly obligation is $374.50. This comes from $321 for current support. He is ordered to pay $50 per month toward arrears and $3.50 per month for service and processing fees. Last payment we received on this docket was $86.09 back in November 6th of 2019 through income withholding. This is the fifth show cause. He's had 6 bench warrants and no prior contempt findings. I have monitored his compliance for the last 6 months at a rate of $374.50, meaning he should have paid $2,247 and he has paid nothing. Total arrears on this docket are at $25,200.15 through the end of September 2024. When I spoke to the respondent earlier this week, he did tell me that he does have the ability to work and pay on this case. He stated that he does do odd jobs for money. The respondent booked into Calhoun County Jail on September 25th, 2024 and has credit for 15 days served.
Okay. Mr. Lons, do you dispute or contest any of the statements made by Ms. Toff?
No.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Ms. Toff?
No.
What would you like to tell me, sir?
Nothing
Well,
more, sir.
Let's start this way. How have you been able to support yourself? You have odd jobs. How much do you make on average in an average month on your odd jobs?
I don't know about average month, but I mean, like on the daily, I know I at least make like between like 50 or 100 on a daily. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But yet again, I did have an addiction that I had to feed too. So, I mean,
When was the last time you worked a full-time job?
quite some years ago, actually.
How many?
Some years. I want to say back in 2022.
Okay. In the last year, what have you done to acquire employment?
What have I done? I've tried to go get my ID, but every time I try to, it's just something always happens.
So you've been without ID for the last year?
Yeah.
And why haven't you done anything to get it?
Well, from my understanding, I mean, I tried to go through the services that Emily has, like tried to get me to go through. I didn't. It was just like one thing after another. I tried to go to the sheriff center and get an ID. They told me something to do with they couldn't do it for some weird reason. I can't remember at the moment, but yeah.
Well, you could get, if you got a birth certificate, you go to Secretary of State, you could get a license, so you'd have ID. Why
I
haven't you
don't have
done
a
that?
certificate right now.
What?
I don't have a birth certificate right now.
Well, I'm saying you can get a birth certificate. You go to the county where you were born and you can get a birth certificate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Any county you were born in, you just go and you request a birth certificate. They'll charge you a minimal fee for doing that, but it's minimal. I mean, it's like $15 or something of that
Yeah.
nature.
I didn't know that, sir.
Okay, well, that's how you get it.
Okay, cool. Well, that's no now.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to tell me?
No, sir.
Okay. So take it from what you said, because you're working odd jobs and that you don't have any physical or mental disabilities that keep you from working.
I mean, I used to get disability when I was, like, under the age of 18, but no, I'm not gonna sit there and say that, my mental is not the reason why I cannot get a hold of, a steady job.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that.
Okay. Ms. Topa, is there anything you'd like to tell me?
I don't know if there's necessarily anything that I would like to tell you, as I am more intrigued on how we're going to be able to benefit Leland. Obviously Leland is the one that's suffering throughout this. And as Mr. Lons had stated, he does himself suffer from addiction and has not seen Leland in 4.5, almost 5 years. He did finally speak to him for the first time in 4 years, where I'd finally agreed to allow him to see Leland because Leland himself suffers from autism spectrum disorder. He is very emotionally attached, and at the thought of his father being present, I guess you could say I'm partially to blame for that, because I very much push your dad does love you. He's just struggling right now. He's going through a lot. He's going to get it together. So I've kind of aided in that. And my concern is what this will entail for Leland if we're going to see a positive outcome from this and on the behalf of Leland, in the case of Mr. Lons and Leland having a relationship, once we can get something figured out for this, because this has been a long time standing kind of concern with us, and we just kind of want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to benefit Leland.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what the court will do is the court will make the following finding. In this case, the court's heard the testimony from Mr. Lons. He has stated that he is working odd jobs. He makes between $50 and $100 per day, effectively to support his addiction, not to support his child in this matter. That he, in fact, his last job was back in 2022, that he cannot acquire employment because he doesn't have an ID, but yet he has not done much, if anything, to acquire an ID so that he could acquire permanent employment. The court will find that he's failed to exercise due diligence, failed or refused to comply in this matter, and he is in contempt of court. Mr. Lons, anything before sentencing in this matter?
No.
Okay. Well, what the court's going to do in this matter, I could sentence you up to 45 days. I'm not going to, because it's your first offense. What I will do is I'll sentence you to 30 days in jail with credit for 15 days served. The court will allow you to purge yourself of contempt by paying the sum of $1,000. If you're able to pay that, then you'd be able to get out of jail. If not, then you'll serve the remaining time. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. You're free to go. Thank you, Ms. Topa, for appearing and providing us with some information. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you. You as well.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let's go on to our other hearing. One moment, please. Okay, Mr. Fields, can you hear us?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, we're ready for your hearing.
Ms. Platic, is Mr. Fields the respondent?
He is.
Okay. Mr. Fields, in this matter, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to pay child support and or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. Do you understand the charges, sir?
Yes, sir.
Court will advise you have a right to an attorney. The court would appoint an attorney to represent you. Should you desire an attorney, it's my understanding you wish to proceed without an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, used any undue influence, pressure, or promises to get you to appear without an attorney in this matter?
No, sir.
Court will find that Mr. Fields does freely and voluntarily waive his right to an attorney in this matter. What we're going to do is proceed with the hearing. So I'll have Ms. Platic, Mr. Fields, and the plaintiff in this matter. Ma'am, if you would raise your right hand, we'll have you all sworn in, and then we'll take some testimony.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Platic, you can proceed.
Thank you, Judge. We're here on docket 2018-3234 DP Brown versus Richard Fields. Mr. Fields is here for a show cause hearing. In this matter, this is the third show cause. He's had one bench warrant and one prior finding of contempt. The current obligation monthly is $1,152.50. That's $909 for current support, $240 that should be paid towards the arrears balance, and then service and processing fees of $3.50. As far as last payment goes, there was a payment made on October 4th of 2024 that Mr. Fields paid himself for $800. That is the first payment that's been received since the $1,000 purge was paid on June 4th of 2024. Mr. Fields paid that $1,000 purge in lieu of serving a 14-day jail sentence that was ordered by Your Honor on May 15th of 2024. Compliance was measured over 4 months for June, July, August, and September. During those 4 months, he made no payments. Current arrearage in this matter is $15,575.82 as of the end of September. Mr. Fields does report that he works for General Trucking Incorporated. Our office did send income withholding to them on July 31st. They responded on August 22nd and indicated that he does not work there. He states he does still work there on third shift. However, he's paid nothing on his own, and we aren't able to establish income withholding at this point. The only other information besides the 14-day jail sentence is he does also receive VA benefits as well.
You know how much that is, Ms. Platic?
I don't off the top of my head. I can probably find it real quick though.
Okay, well, I'll ask Mr. Fields and see. Mr. Fields, do you dispute or contest any of the statements made by Ms. Platic?
No, I don't dispute it.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Ms. Platic?
No, just what I talked to her about.
Okay. What would you like to tell me, sir?
Back in July, or when I started working there, it was like the first week of July. I gave her my information and stuff for that, and I hadn't worked for 5 months, so I was basically thousands of dollars in debt. I almost lost my truck, and I had to borrow money from from my family to get by with my bills. I first started working. I'm not trying to not pay it at all. They sent it back saying I didn't work there, which is not correct. So I've basically been dealing with my bills and everything, and I wondered what was going on myself. And it didn't happen, so I just ended up paying some of my bills that I had or I would have lost my truck and everything. So I just made a payment, and I can pay it I can make up both months by 1.5 months, probably the end of the month. I mean, I can make payments every week. I was having an issue with driving to Battle Creek because I drive for a living. It's like 13 hours a day. So I'm usually bedridden because I'm a disabled vet because I have a spine disc disease in my back. So I'm basically, I don't do much after that. So I procrastinated. Yes, I should have drove down there, but I just learned I can pay it at the Dollar Tree that's down the road. I didn't know that, or else I would have made a payment before that. And I'm not trying to get out.
Are you telling me you can pay your child support at the Dollar Tree? I can tell you without a fact, you cannot do that in Canada. Also, thank you for complimenting my knife skills. I appreciate that. I've worked long and hard. These are sliced thin as fuck. Because you see how bendy this is? This is also a really ripe avocado. But this is going to be beautiful because I might even put it on top of the sushi. We'll see how we go. We have under 1 minute left until the sushi rice is supposed to be done. Whoo! Then we're going to mix in, I'm going to read the instructions again. Then we're going to mix in the vinegar. We're going to let it cool a little bit and dry. And I'll clean up my work area, and then we'll get our rolling station going. Not the same kind of rolling station I'm used to. I'm used to shorter, or a different one. Different style, you should say. But the thing about sushi is that you sort of want things long so that you can lay them in the sushi roll, as opposed to less. So I've cut these into matchsticks and longer julienne sized things and hope that it will go. And all of this stuff is really accessible. Lettuce adds a nice crunch. Anyways, okay, let's go. Oh my god, I'm scared to check the rice.
Out of it or nothing. I was just, for some reason they did it. I sent my copy that they gave, that you guys mailed me, to my accountant, to our accountant. So it'll start coming out of my check this week, and I can make up the 2 months by the end of the month for sure.
Okay. So you have, so you're still working there, apparently, but they don't know that?
Yeah, I'm working. It's a big company. I think there's like 2 companies in one. So our accountant's name is Tom. Some guy named Joseph sent it back. I don't even know who that is, but yeah, I mean, my accountant, he'll get right on it because I didn't know where my copy was, and I just found it, and I just scanned it and sent it.
Also, how do you have an accountant but you don't pay your child support? I'm sorry. What? Like, make it make sense, sir.
To his email, so it'll start coming out. Because it's the same copy. I got a copy, and then they get a copy, so I just sent them mine. So it'll start coming out immediately.
Okay.
Until it does, I can make the exact payment every week at the Dollar General. Didn't know I could do that because I had a problem with the online thing.
How much do you make in VA benefits, sir?
2,684 a month.
Okay. But clearly with that in your job, you have sufficient income to pay your support obligation.
Yeah, I do.
You've stated that you'd be able to pay up the 2 months you missed. So what you're looking at is $2,305. You understand that?
Yes,
And you can pay that by the end, when you say the end of the month, you mean the 31st?
yeah, yes. You said 23?
$2,305.
Let's see. Yeah, pretty close. I'm not doing the math in my head right this second. I'm not sure because I lost a couple of days last week or whatever this week I took off. So, but yeah, it'll be pretty close to that. Not more than a couple bucks, but I'll try to get it all in there.
Okay. Ms. Brown, is there anything you'd like to tell me?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to appear. Court will note in this matter that Mr. Fields has testified that he, in fact, does work for General Trucking, making, again, sufficient income to pay his support obligation. He also has VA benefits of $2,684 per month. So clearly he's able to make a support payments. He has not done so, although he did make a payment on October 4, 2024 of $800 in this matter. So the court is taking that into consideration. He stated that he now knows how to make the payments locally where he is, such that he'd be able to make those payments and would not be delinquent. He said he's provided information to his employer, so they should begin taking it out of him. But prior to this time, the court will note that he's failed or refused to pay, and he has not had any basis to do so, notwithstanding the fact he does get VA benefits. He says he is capable of working and has, in fact, worked and able to make the payments. So the court will find that he's failed to exercise due diligence, failed or refused to comply, and therefore he is in contempt of court. Anything, sir, you'd like to say before sentencing?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, what the court will do in this matter, because you said you can pay that amount, and obviously what we want to do is we want to get it paid so that the Miss Brown is able to support the child or children, as the case may be. What we're going to do is the court is going to, in this matter, you previously had a 14-day jail sentence for a contempt. What I'm going to do in this particular case is the court is going to sentence you to 30 days in jail with credit for no time served. The court is going to suspend that jail sentence until November 1, 2024 at 4:00 p.m. What happens, the courts allow you to purge yourself of contempt by paying the sum of $2,305 no later than the November 1st date. If you pay the money by that date, then you would not end up having to go and serve the 30 days. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You said that you'd be able to pay that, so the court's going to take you at that. You pay that, and then you understand you're going to have to start paying your regular monthly amount, or you're going to be back here just a couple months. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It won't happen again.
Okay, well, we'll let you go, and hopefully we don't see you back, and you make the payment, and then you won't have to serve your time in jail.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Yeah, bye.
Free to go, and thank you, Ms. Bladdock.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
And we will close the record.
They are closing the record. That's good. The rice is almost done. You want the water to be gone. But we have more court to watch. Don't you fear. Paisley is here. I promise. Yeah, bro, that's how I feel when I'm in court for child support too.
Is before the court on the defendant father's objection to a referee recommended order, namely judgment of support, which awarded sole legal and physical custody to the plaintiff mother. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Present is Attorney Leslie Carr representing the defendant Zelius Morrow. Mr. Morrow is present. In addition, plaintiff mother Taylor Jenkins is present. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
The parties have conferred this morning with Ms. Brower from the front of the court, who has provided the court with a fine recommendation. The recommendation is that the matter be adjourned to October 30th for plaintiff to retain counsel. Ms. Jenkins, haven't you had sufficient time to contact an attorney?
Yeah, well, I just moved into a new house, so things were kind of tight. So we're just waiting. But my dad's coming back into town this weekend. We're getting an attorney.
Well, that attorney needs, the court will grant one adjournment. So that attorney, you need to find an attorney that's going to be available for October 30th at 10:30. We're not going to come back and say, well, my attorney couldn't be there. I've got an attorney, but he can't be there at October 30th at 10:30. There will be no further adjournments. You understand that?
Yep.
Ms. Carr, how old is the minor child?
There are two children, Your Honor. They are, I believe, is it 9 and 2?
Yes, 9 and 2.
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Morrow has no contact with the children. There's no, it's recommended that parenting time be reserved. Has he not had any contact with the oldest child over the past 9 years?
No, Mr. Morrow has frequent contact with the minor children. The parties actually were together for a lengthy period of time, and have recently, their relationship has ended. And Mr. Morrow has frequent contact with his children, which is in part one of the basis for the objection, as he is very involved in his children's lives.
But he failed to appear for the front of the court referee hearing. Is that why they recommended that his parent time be reserved? He did not appear?
I'm sure that is probably why, Your Honor, and to his credit, he did attempt to adjourn that hearing because he knew he had a conflict, and then tried to call in, but it was too late. So yes, that is why I suspect the parenting time was reserved.
Very well. The court will adjourn this matter then to October 30th at 10:30. Ms. Jenkins, get that lawyer on board as soon as possible. But the reality is, do you really want us, again, you wanted a stranger to decide this parenting time. I mean, you and Mr. Morrow should be able to communicate rather than advocate, having a stranger make these decisions for your children.
No, definitely. So I agree. I agree. It's it's just the
child. You talk in the meantime. Can you talk this morning and reach your own agreement or not?
Yes, but also I'm not sure if I can fully trust if it'll be followed through with. So,
well, if it's not, if it's a court order and he doesn't follow it, then you file a petition to modify it. Again, this court, just to let you know, why shouldn't you share joint legal? Forget about physical custody. This court does not even deal with physical custody. It's a matter of joint legal, which means both you share equal any major decision concerning the welfare of your children, like elective surgery and education.
Yep.
Both need to agree upon those matters. And then this is simply a matter of parenting time. I mean, you know your work schedule, you know Mr. Morrow's work schedule, you know what's best for your children. So I would encourage you to talk in the meantime. But this morning you cannot reach agreement. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Matters adjourned to October 3rd at 10:30. That concludes the matter. Thank you, Ms. Brower.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sad, sad, sad. When people they've been together for years, they can't even come together for the good of the children. Makes me sad. The rice taking a little longer to cook than I would hope, but I think we're almost done. I've got the unagi eel sauce on. It's actually 1 part soy sauce, 1 part mirin, half a part sugar. So if you did a cup of each, you do a cup of soy sauce, a cup of mirin, and a half a cup of sugar. If you do half a cup, you do half a cup, and a quarter cup. It's all proportionate. That's how a lot of sauce recipes are. And that way you can make it whatever you want. I'm also going to make another coffee. We'll watch a little bit more court. I got the water boiling. Thank you, Chris, who always buys me my coffee, my Tim Hortons coffee. Also not a sponsor yet. It smells so good, you guys. I am fucking delighted. Also, if you wanted, I think you can buy shrimp tempura in the at Costco in the grocery store frozen. We could have done that and then done them in here as well. And that would have been perfection. I think we're done. Where the fuck's the judge? Oh, there he is. Okay, thank you, Judge.
For the record, this matter is before the court on the defendant's father's motion for her to show cause for alleged violation of the parties' joint legal custody order, as well as the defendant's motion for therapeutic parenting time for the minor child, one of the minor child, I believe, Harrison. In any event, this hearing is being conducted via Zoom. Present is Attorney Alexis Stang, representing the defendant father, James Roy. Mr. Roy is present with Ms. Stang. In addition, the plaintiff mother, Kelly Roy, is present. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
The court has reviewed and read all the pleadings, responses. The parties have met with Mr. Walker from the front of the court this morning, who has provided the court the following recommendation. If adopted, will become an order of the court. The recommendation is the parties agree that the minor child Harrison shall start counseling. Defendant, father shall contact Sound Mind Behavioral Wellness, Transformational Choices, Family Counseling Shelter Services, as well as Creative Counseling in South County. That's Mark Haskins, to get intake or to put Harrison on a waiting list. The minor child shall start counseling with whatever counselor is first available. And with that, the motion for her to show cause shall be dismissed. The minor child Raleigh shall be evaluated by a counselor regarding therapeutic visitation with defendant father. Defendant father shall contact the same list of counseling services above for the minor child Raleigh, and she shall be evaluated by the first counselor that is available. So that is a recommendation. Ms. Stang, is this recommendation agree with your client this morning?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. The court did receive correspondence, so know for the record. I'm going to take a report from Pure Psychiatry of Michigan. Jennifer Johnson, who has been working with the minor child Riley, but apparently Ms. Johnson is now responding to Mr. Roy's communication. Is that correct, Ms. Stang?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
Have you attempted to reach out to Ms. Johnson?
I have, and I actually left a message for her office explaining why I was contacting the situation. I was told that somebody would contact my client back, and we still have, neither of us have received any response.
And I do note this was a letter dated August 30th, 2024, from Mr. Johnson regarding the minor child Riley, indicating that when Riley has reached a level of stability that she's comfortable with interacting with father, then Riley's father will be invited to attend therapy sessions to reveal their relationship. That was 6 weeks ago. Now, I don't know, how often does Riley see Miss Johnson?
She's there twice a month.
Twice a month? Well, Mr. Roy, obviously, Miss Johnson should at least be responding, saying, okay, we're still not there, at least respond. I mean, it's obviously frustrating when a professional therapist will not respond to the other party. Just simply answer the question, is there any progress? And when court has received no updated letters from Miss Johnson. All right, Ms. Roy, do you understand the recommendation this morning?
Yes.
And do you have any objection to court adopting the recommendation?
No, I do not.
All right. Obviously, it's always difficult to change horses midstream. If Riley has a good relationship with this Jennifer Johnson, to change that. But obviously, if Miss Johnson is not responding to legitimate requests from father, and then I guess we might have to make that change. And same with, has Colton started yet with this agency, Miss Roy?
This is would be Harrison. He has not started
I'm
with
sorry,
an agency.
Harrison, I'm sorry. It's Harrison, yeah, my notes to reflect Harrison.
Yeah, he has not started with an agency. He just sees the school counselor. But I do believe he has some issues that need some further attention.
Well, presumably Mr. Roy agrees that with that, he just simply, let's get him in as soon as possible. He had concerns about this agency. And again, Miss Johnson is not your best friend's sister. You just have your friend's sister owns the clinic, but it's not Miss Johnson, the actual therapist. Is that correct?
So Miss Johnson is with Pure Psychiatry. I had made Harrison an appointment with Minnie Mitten in Monroe here. And I just let Mr. Roy know that our friend Carson that's the owner of the practice, but not the actual psychiatrist. Just relating it that the practice came highly recommended. And so that's where I had initially made the appointment, but he is requesting a change of psychiatric evaluation. So.
Well, Minnie Mitten does have good reputation, but obviously the recommendation references specific agencies. So Mr. Roy, with his assistant, Ms. Stang, will reach out to Sound Mind Behavioral Wellness, Transformational Choices, Fund County Shelter Services, and Creative Counseling to see who can see Harrison as soon as possible. And then who's ever immediately available, Harrison will start counseling with that counselor.
Yes.
Same with Riley. Those agencies will be contacted to make an appointment with Riley. So both children will be seen by the same counselor, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Probably makes sense. So the counselor gets a good idea what's going on in the family dynamics. And Mr. Roy, it's critical that you keep Miss Roy informed.
Yeah.
And obviously, with respect to parenting time, whoever has the children those days needs to make sure that you get the children to those counseling sessions.
Absolutely.
All right, Ms. Roy, do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Anything further, Ms. Stang?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, the court will adopt the recommendation. And everyone will know the copy of this. So make some contacts today, Mr. Roy, and do keep Ms. Roy informed of your efforts. It's critical. You have joint legal. Both of you need to keep each other informed of those decisions. All right, that will conclude this matter. You can both zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're waiting for this rice to cool. I added in the cooled down rice, vinegar, sugar, salt mixture. I stirred it sparingly. I used a large spatula or spoon to do it so as not to break the rice, hopefully. It looked very wet when I first made it. Supposedly it's going to dry and cool. It tastes good. It tastes like sushi rice. I'm hopeful that we are going to be there. I've also prepared a bowl of water for my fingers, which will aid in the rice not sticking to it when we finally are going to be making and assembling our sushis. These are the centers for them. And then my eel sauce is also done now. The way that you know that is because of how your spoon goes in here. And also just like the drip. You see how slow this is dripping from my finger? I'm gonna lick this off too. Fucking delicious. So we're gonna finish watching this one. We've got one more quart. By the end of that quart, I think we should be cooled. And I will go full screen and we'll make the sushi together, and that'll be it. Okay, I'm excited. Is this salty? Oh no, so it's soy sauce, but mirin, like I said, is very sweet. It's a sweet cooking sauce. So it's very sweet, plus there's sugar in here. Half as much sugar as there is other. So this is a very sweet sauce. Not salty. Definitely very, very sweet. And yeah, Vicky, it's super good. Also, if you're wanting to find any of these and you can't in your regular grocery store, oh, hold on. Thanks for reminding me to turn off all the oven or the stove. Anyways, if you need any of these ingredients, try your local Asian grocery store. They may have it. But I found mine at our local Save On Foods. They used to be Safeway. It's Save On now. Yeah, this is super good. Super good. And it's perfect. I didn't have that much left, mirin, but it made enough for me to cover these rolls. I think we're going to try and make 4 rolls. Ambitious, I know. Also, yams. If you guys like yams, one of my favorite sushi rolls is actually like really nice candied yams. Not candied, but like cooked down soft. In sushi with this eel sauce and lettuce. It's one of the best. It really is.
Everyone's agreeable today.
Well, this woman wants to hire a counsel.
I'll talk about those first 2 matters. I expected there'd be issues. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't got nothing to say now. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Calling the matter of William Morales versus Haley Morales.
For the record, this matter is before the court on the defendant mother's objection to a referee recommended order modifying parenting time. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. It appears we have both parties present. Ma'am, are you Haley Morales?
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning, sir. You are William Morales.
Yes, sir.
So the 2 of you cannot agree upon parenting time. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
It's very sad for the children. You're asking a total stranger to decide what's best for the children, regardless of your schedules. The 2 of you, as a parents of 3 children, should be able to sit down and say, okay, this is my work schedule. This is what we think is best for the children. But you're asking a stranger to do that, namely the court.
I agree completely, sir. With the circumstances of the points that I brought up, I really just wanted the adjustment due to the safety of my children. I just want to ensure that they're safe and that they have proper stability in their life.
And Ms. Morales, you want to spend money and hire an attorney, is that correct?
Yes, I have Maria Zagorski still.
Well, but you have to pay her. You need to pay a retainer for her.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. So you're asking for an adjournment just so that Ms. Gorski can, so you can retain Mr. Gorski, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. The court has received a proposed order that the matter be adjourned at the request of defendant mother to October 30th at 9:30 via Zoom. Will that date work with both your schedules?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Ms. Morales, the court's going to only adjourn this once. So you need to contact Ms. Gorski today, because if she's not available, I mean, she's got to make herself available, or you got to find a different attorney.
Yes, Your Honor, and I have contacted her this morning already.
Okay, and she's available that date and time?
I didn't know the date and time until just now, but she's supposed to be calling me back. She's in other hearings this morning.
Okay. All right. Mr. Morales, this work with your schedule, October 30th at 9:30?
Yes, sir. I'll make it work no matter what. But one thing I did state in the last breakout room is I personally don't believe that like Miss Haley should get another adjournment, because she didn't even show up to the first basically hearing with the referee, if you will. She's had more than enough time to get this situated, and still it's just lackadaisical and it's just put on the back burner. And I just want things set and handled, and I want to have a proper schedule for my children.
Well, you have parenting time right now. We're just modifying the parenting time.
Correct. I just have a little bit of parenting time, as you will. Most of my parenting time is driving the children around and basically getting them to their obligations that they have, such as extracurricular activities, school, etc. I'm basically the parent that is driving and doing everything. I'd like some time with my children.
Understandable. But notwithstanding the fact that she failed to appear for the referee hearing, we're going to give her one more chance. So this matter is adjourned to October 30th at 9:30, and the matters will be addressed at that time. And this court will make a decision. So the court would encourage you as parents, talk.
I was
Just
hoping we
think
could
about it. Just think about you're
maintenance-
entrusting your children to a stranger to make how to raise them. So with that, the court will be both mailed a copy of this order October 30th at 9:30. We'll see you then. Now,
Thank
you
you.
can both zoom out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, last court hearing while I suss out how this works. Oh, I was worried there for a second when I saw the green. I was like, what movie did I download?
Good morning, Andrea.
Calling the matter, Sarah Bajara versus Marcus Amiel.
The record, this matter is before the court on the plaintiff mother's objection to a referee recommended judgment of support. It is being conducted via Zoom. Are you Sarah Bajaro?
Yes.
All right, good morning. And sir, you are Marcus Amiel, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. The judgment of support provided for joint legal custody of your minor child, physical to the plaintiff mother, and reasonable liberal parenting time to the defendant father. two of you have conferred this morning with Ms. Brower from the front of the court, who's provided the court the following recommendation. The recommendation is that plaintiff mother shall have sole physical as well as legal custody, and father shall have specific parenting time rather than reasonable liberal. If there's that avoids any argument, father shall have specific parenting time every other weekend, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. commencing October 19th, 2024, which is a week from a Saturday. Parenting time shall take place at the plaintiff mother's home or an agreed upon location, and father shall have such additional parenting time as the parties can agree upon. Child support, effective November 1st, 2024, shall be a total amount of $710 per month paid by defendant father. Uninsured medical expenses shall be shared by the parties as follows: plaintiff mother paying 10%, defendant father paying 90% of uninsured medical expenses for the non-child. That is a recommendation. Ms. Bajau, do you understand the recommendation?
Yes.
Right. Are you agreeable with the recommendation?
Yes, sole physical custody with starting
today
10 to 1 on Saturdays and Sundays.
That's parenting
and I
time.
pay 10%, and I pay 10% of medical costs.
Uninsured medical expenses.
Okay. Yes.
All right, Mr. Yancha, do you understand the recommendation?
Yes.
Do you are you agreeable with the recommendation?
Yes.
All right, can you both raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ms. Bajau, can you state your name and current mailing address for the record, please?
Sarah Espinosa Bijadro, 14 Oak 161.
Ms. Bajau, do you believe that this recommendation, if adopted by the court, will be in the best interest of your minor child?
Yes.
Right. Do you have any other questions for the court?
No.
Mr. Antioch, can you please state your name and mailing address, please?
Marcus Wayne Antioch, 803.
Thank you. Mr. Antioch, do you believe this recommendation is in the best interest, if adopted by the court, will be in the best interest of your minor child, Harlan?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for the court?
No.
Okay, the two of you talked about transportation. Would dad pick up or mom you gonna drop off the minor child? I'm sorry, it's gonna occur at your home. That's right. I apologize. This will occur at Plains home, but if you agree to meet at a park, then so be it. But if you do not agree, the print time will take place at Ms. Bajaro's home.
Yes.
That will start a week from Saturday, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. As well as such other time as parties can agree. Obviously, the child needs an active dad and mom in their life, so both you need to encourage a strong relationship with the minor child and father. Right, the court finds agreement between the parents to be in the best interest of minor child. The court will accordingly adopt the agreement, enter the order. You both be mailed a copy of this. And please communicate with each other for the best interest of your child. There's enough challenges in life, don't make things more difficult, okay?
Yes.
Right, that will conclude this hearing. You can both zoom out. Thank you, Ms. Brower.
I have one question.
I'm sorry?
I have one question. How does the child support, does the child support come right out of my check? Do they have all the information that they need to, is it going to come out automatically?
We'll make sure the front of the court has that information. And sometimes it takes 6 or 8 weeks. So until you see it come out of your paycheck, you should pay directly to the Monroe County front of the court.
Okay.
And if you're changing employers that they can't keep up with that, you need to keep them informed. It's much easier if it comes out of your paycheck if you have a long-term employer. But if you working out of a local and you have different employers every couple of months, you need to keep the front of the court informed. You need to pay that directly if it's not coming out of your paycheck.
Okay.
Ms. Bard, do you know, does your office have current employment information regarding Mr. Anchar? Does he need to come in and complete paperwork?
I'm gonna call him.
I believe we have his current information when we ran the child support guidelines.
Okay. Right now, see, you both have a caseworker that's assigned to this case. So if you have any concerns, questions, issues, you always ask for your caseworker.
What's the caseworker? I don't know. I didn't even know I had a caseworker.
I didn't either.
You should have received a business card with a letter when the case was first established. Your caseworker is Catherine Scott.
That's first I heard of it. I didn't get a letter either.
Kathleen
Okay.
Scott?
Catherine Scott. All of her contact information is on our website at monroefoc.org.
monroefoc.org. Okay.
So Kathy Scott is your caseworker. If you have any questions, you talk with Kathy Scott.
Okay.
So if I don't see a change in my check, I need to go directly to the courthouse and pay them there, right?
Or you can pay it online.
Okay.
Do I get a card in the mail or do I go up to the courthouse? How do I receive the child support?
It'll be mailed to you.
You will receive a card in the mail.
Okay.
Keep the friendly court informed of your address. If you move, you need to keep the friendly court informed of any change of address in the future.
Yes.
This case will be open until such time as your child attains the age of 18.
Okay.
Okay, if that answers all your questions, now we'll conclude this hearing. You can all both zoom out and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Brower.
You're welcome, Judge.
As usual, you always go too fucking big for your first time, Paisley. Let that be a lesson to y'all. Don't do that. Anyways, here's what we're gonna do. If you had a bamboo sushi mat, you would be wrapping this with that, but I don't. So, a la a giant joint, there we go. We're actually not doing terribly. Now we're gonna wrap it in here, and we're gonna roll it out, baby. That's right. Roll it out. Roll it. Roll it. Ooh! Out it comes. Out she comes. That's what she said. Also, I put mayonnaise in it because I'm a fat ass. Okay. I need a wet knife, apparently. I don't think that's a good one. Turn off the water, Paisley. Get with the program. Okay, so the whole plan here was to transfer it to here. And then first of all, my brain's like, where the fuck's the carrots? You put carrots in there. Oh, we should have wet it again. That's what she said again. That's what she said. The rice is too hot, by the way. I should have waited longer. But as usual, I'm impatient. I should do these one at a time. They actually did not do bad. I know I need to sharpen my knife, but we're beyond that right now, Mike. We don't have time for that. I think I did pretty good here for my first time. Right? Pretty good looking. One more time. Lube it up. As lots of lube, 1,000 bottles of baby oil available to some people. we go. Okay, great. And then you would have a clean plate ready. You wouldn't go into the dishwasher. You would have a clean plate ready if you were really organized. And then your sushi. Oh my god, it actually looks like a sushi roll, you guys. Embarrassing me, dishwasher. You're embarrassing me, dishwasher. And these are the ugly bits. I have to assume that these assholes at sushi places throw these out. You don't see ugly bits. I'm assuming they throw them out. Because they're liars. But we don't throw things away here. So, I think that actually turned out really well. Let's do another one together. Because I'm a glutton for fucking punishment, right? I'm a glutton for punishment. So, we'll put out the mat again. We're going to do this one differently though, you guys. Where is the saran wrap? Okay. You guys, yesterday when I was at the gym, there was a gentleman that got on the elliptical beside me. And, you know, I try not to, like, judge people at the gym because we're just at the gym. You know, we're doing our thing. We're being the best people we can be. But it's the first time I've seen in public a person wearing a sauna jacket. Like, an actual, like, plastic jacket that was see-through. And he proceeded to sweat and it began to cling to his body like some sort of space underwear. And it was just the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was just like, bro, put on a sweater and sweat like the rest of us normally. Like, that is so weird. I just found that so weird. Ooh, brother. Here's the funny part, right? I was on the treadmill before him. Or on the elliptical before him. Oh. And I stayed longer. As soon as somebody gets beside me, there's like a competition that begins that they don't know they're in. But I immediately exercise harder. That's why I really hate it when people show up. I'm like, wow, god damn it. Okay, hands wet. You see how that actually works by keeping this off my hands? So we're going to do, you're like, what are you doing, Paisley? What are you doing? Well, this is called art. It's food art. Fart, for short. Oh, fuck. I crack myself up. Seriously. Okay. So, then comes the nori. Then, the vegetables. I'm gonna load the avocado on this one because I want to. You don't have to justify yourself, Paisley. You don't have to justify. You bought this avocado, that's why. You can eat the whole fucking thing. Oh, shit. Leave a little for the bling. The bling? The bling. You'll see. Perfect. Okay. Next. A little bit of carrot for the color. Also, I can't look at spatulas without thinking about sex. Because I've been spanked with a lot of spatulas. Okay. Oh, and a green onion, just because I like the flavor. I like the flavor of the green onion, folks. I do. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, baby. Yes, baby, yes. Watch what's gonna happen. Oh my god. I'm a fucking sushi chef! Order up. Come on, bitch. Get in there. This is harder than rolling a joint. There we go. There we go. Got it. Got it. It's airbaggy. Anybody that knows how to roll joints understands what I mean. Well, it is harder. This is like rolling a joint with... Hold on, we're not done yet. This is what they call the money shot. But you'd have nicer avocado to work with. Can you imagine? This is what fucking Instagram videos are behind the scenes, by the way. Some bitch licking her hand while she makes the food because nobody's gonna eat it except her. And she doesn't show you that. She doesn't show you that! That piece didn't want to be on there. It said, no, I'm good. Okay. Then you roll it up. Also, there we go. It looks the exact same as when I put it. Actually, it's okay. Who's texting me? Oh shit, it's noon. Oh my god, we've almost been going for 2 hours. This took me so long to do. Anyways, I'm going to eat a piece of the other one. That one looks pretty good. I'm going to cut it off screen so that you guys don't see me and laugh at me. Let me just put a little bit of this saucy sauce on one of these. Oh, yes, baby. It looks delicious. Here we go. Mmm. Yes. That's perfect. I'm so proud. It turned out. The taste is exactly there. I'm so thankful. That's my lunch and my breakfast. I thank you for hanging out in the kitchen with me. If you want to try making sushi rice, or sushi, go ahead and try it. That was my first time as an adult doing it, and look. We just did that together. It was amazing. We got a chase coming up at 105 Pacific, 405 East. Please stay safe. Stay safe. I'm not stealing Mikey's outro, but you know the drill. I hope that everybody is well, and remember that I love you. I'm proud of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Always down and ready to ride.